What's up, campers? If you clicked on this video, you are probably looking to invest in your camping experience by either picking up, or maybe you already picked up, the Snow Peak Alpha Breeze tent, because you're in luck. I've been crushing beer cans in and or around this tent for the past 2 years, almost every weekend. I set it up solo, I've set it up with the wife, we've camped in cold, warm, all conditions with this thing, and to be honest, I have over 10 tents. That is intense, I know. And this is absolutely my favorite tent of them all. So, for all intents and purposes, we're gonna set this tent up solo. Here are some techniques I've learned to make it a little bit smoother, a little bit easier, and a little bit more enjoyable. Where I really like setting up this tent. It's a little zen, it's a little form of meditation. First thing you might notice is I'm setting up the footprint. It does not come with the footprint or the inside padded mat. A little bit of good housekeeping or tent keeping. I am a Snow Peak ambassador. I have used Snow Peak before I became an ambassador and purchased them with my own money, but they did send me this tent as well as the footprint and the inside mat. It is a dream to be an ambassador for them. I absolutely love it, just like I love this tent. So getting started after we put the footprint down, we're getting the tent laid down nice and flat. I am standing where the front door is. The Snow Peak logo is in the bottom right corner. That's how I usually tell where the front is. Next, I'm going to take out the stakes and just kind of throw them all on the ground. Nothing fancy here. This is how I literally do it every single time. And this is a 4-pole system, but it's not your traditional 4-pole system. This tent is actually a cultural blend between the traditional American A-frame style tent, as well as having one curved pole that is homage to the Japanese style tents. They are connected with shock cords, so once you get the first one together, make sure the 2 blue stickers are facing you before you lay it down, meaning facing the outside of the tent. Go over to your second pole, which is the second A-frame style tent, and do the exact same thing, lay them both on the ground. Then next, we're going to move to the shortest of the 4 poles. This is the one with the blue tips, and the blue tip is going to be inserted into the hole that are in between the 2 blue stickers that are facing yourself, or facing me in this instance. Get them in there before you put them through the sleeve. It'll make your life a lot easier. So once they're in there, then you find the corresponding blue stitching on the sleeve. You'll see right here, it looks black in the video, but trust me, it is blue. And you're going to stick that blue tip into that blue sleeve and run it all the way through. Next, you're going to walk around, and before you do anything else to that second A-frame pole, you're going to want to get the right angle to get that blue tip inserted just like the other side into the hole between the 2 blue stickers. And then you're going to want to center the tent to get it semi in the middle. Next, we're going to attach the tent poles to the corners of the tent. Usually you will find a little stake here, but they actually have these things that look like paper clips that actually tension in a lot better than your traditional little tiny stake. And that goes inside of the hole of the pole. After I get that first corner down, I'm going to do the same side corner. Pull that out. If anything is stuck or having too much tension, don't force it. Wiggle things around till you get it. And get all 4 of your tent poles connected to the corners of your tent. Next, we're going to be moving to the longest of the poles, which is the pole with the red tips. And we're going to put this together. Again, this is very long, so be careful not to hit any of your loved ones, children, dogs when you're putting this together. And what you're going to do is you're going to go on the outside of the A-frame poles, and you're going to find the tent sleeve with the red stitching, corresponding red stitching. This red stitching is also an indicator of which side is the front of the tent, so that is helpful. Then you are going to take the tent pole with the red tip and put it into the sleeve with the red stitching, and try to get that as centered as you can. So this pole, just like the top one, is not completely straight. There is a little bit of a U in it. So if you get the threading, the red threading between the 2 bends, you'll be pretty much in the center. Next, you're going to come around and find the red stitching with the red little paperclip stake. And just like the corners, you're going to insert the pole into the little paperclip, and that's what's going to tension your pole. Do the same on the other side, and then we're going to come around and start clipping all the clips onto the poles. For some reason, this is my most satisfying part of setting up the tent. Next is the part that is the least satisfying for any tent, not just a Snow Peak tent, and that is getting the rainfly on in the right direction. You can see right where my right hand is, that is where the Snow Peak logo is, so again, that is a way to tell, but I usually forget because there is a smaller Snow Peak logo on the back. But you're going to want the side with the 2 zippers, which is the awning, facing towards the door. Setting up solo just takes practice, but if you have 2 people, get it on like this, and then you can lift it up and basically rotate to get it in the right place. The back side has the single zipper, as you can tell right there. And once you get it on right, you're going to go around to each corner first and clip in the blue corresponding tab with the blue corresponding buckle. Again, extremely organized and well thought out as far as design and setting up the tent. You're also going to do the same on those red tabs, right where that pole that's red attached to the ground. Basically, anywhere you have a pole attaching to a ground with this tent, you are going to have a buckle and a place for the pole to seat into that stake. Next, we're going to stake out our vestibules. There are 2 stakes in the front and 1 in the rear. I'm doing the front right now. This tent also has an awning feature, and it does come with awning poles, but I was trying something a little different on this trip. Instead of using the awning poles, I was attaching the awning to my car awning to see if I can keep in a little bit of heat. Here I am in the back staking out the single back vestibule. I almost forgot, that's why it's dark. And while I did not use the vestibule as it should be on this trip, here's a clip from one of my last trips. I actually bought additional telescoping tent poles, which are black, but it does come with silver ones that are not adjustable, but they work just fine. And those poles are held up by the tension of the awning itself, as well as the guy lines that go to the ground. And that's a basic setup of the Alpha Breeze tent. It's pretty quick and relatively easy. Y'all, let me know if you have any questions or comments, or if you want any more tricks and tips for setting up this tent, or want a detailed walkthrough from some of my favorite features. I know this tent better than any of my tents, and I'd be happy to do it. Remember to keep your camp safe, clean, and informed. Like and follow for more camp stuff.